Once upon a time, in a land far away called Ukraine, there was a big fight. But this wasn't just any fight. It was a fight against a very big country called Russia. Now, Ukraine and Russia are neighbors, but they haven't always been the best of friends. You see, Ukraine used to be part of Russia a long time ago, but then Ukraine wanted to be on its own, to make its own decisions and be its own country. Russia didn't like that very much. They thought Ukraine should still listen to them. Things got even more complicated when Russia decided to take over a part of Ukraine called Crimea. Ukraine said, "No, that's ours," but Russia didn't listen. This made Ukraine very angry. They didn't want Russia telling them what to do, so Ukraine fought back. They wanted to protect their land and their people. Russia sent soldiers and weapons to support the people in Crimea who wanted to be part of Russia. Ukraine asked other countries for help. They didn't want to fight alone. The fighting went on for a long time. Many people were hurt, and many families had to leave their homes to stay safe. It was a very sad time for everyone. But Ukraine didn't give up. They kept fighting because they believed in their freedom. They believed they should be able to make their own choices without Russia or anyone else telling them what to do. Countries around the world watched and tried to help make peace. They talked and talked to try to find a way for Ukraine and Russia to stop fighting. It was hard because both sides wanted different things. Even though it's been tough, Ukraine hasn't stopped trying to be its own country. They want to decide their own future and live in peace. And that's why the fight between Ukraine and Russia is still going on. Even in Africa or anywhere else, it's about freedom, about who gets to make the rules, and about standing up for what you believe in. As time went on, the conflict between Ukraine and Russia didn't just stay in Ukraine. It started to affect other places too, like in Africa. You might wonder how a fight between two countries so far away could reach Africa. Well, sometimes countries support different sides in conflicts like this. They might send help, like money, weapons, or even soldiers, to the countries they agree with. This can make the fighting bigger and spread to new places. In Africa, some countries have taken sides in the Ukraine-Russia conflict. They might support Ukraine because they believe in Ukraine's right to be independent, or they might support Russia because they have agreements or friendships with Russia. This support can make the situation more complicated. It's like adding more pieces to a puzzle that's already hard to solve. Leaders from different countries keep talking and trying to find ways to bring peace. But it's not easy when so many people have different ideas about what should happen. Even though the fighting is far away from Africa, it still affects people there. It can make it harder for them to live their lives peacefully. That's why many people around the world are hoping for a peaceful solution to the conflict between Ukraine and Russia. The story of Ukraine and Russia fighting is still unfolding, and nobody knows for sure how it will end. But one thing is clear: people everywhere want peace. They want countries to work together and find ways to solve problems without fighting. So as the world watches and waits, we all hope for a time when countries can live side by side in peace and respect each other's right to choose their own path.